In a bug's world, life is always in the balance. There are so many ways to die. Around every corner, super-strength assassins.
They are just incredibly fast with enormous force.
Bizarre weapons.
They have absolutely insatiable appetite.
And ruthless personalities.
They are incredibly effective predators.
Every day, these battles are waged hidden from human eyes. In the secret world of monster bug wars. The rainforest, rich, beautiful, frightening. Monsters live here, hiding in the darkest, dankest corners. They're the stuff of nightmares. When a giant rainforest mantis confronts a spiny leaf insect, it's a monster battle. It's one of the rainforest's most bizarre citizens. A creature so strange, it could be from another world. In the bug world, spiny leaf insects are giants, growing up to 5 inches long. They're not only big, they're ugly.
Spiny leaf insect wants to avoid a fight. Its first defense is the fact that it looks like a leaf. If a predator does get past the camouflage and detect a spiny leaf insect, it'll then rely on its behavior to try to scare off a predator by making itself look big and mean and horrible, like some sort of alien predator from another planet.
Nature often saves scariness for the vegetarians. You see, they need to deter their predators rather than fight them. Although it looks like some kind of battle bot, the creature isn't naturally aggressive. Its heavy armor and razor spikes are for defense. An almost impenetrable shield. And if a predator does try to take a bite, it'll get a mouthful of those spikes. The spiny leaf insect also keeps a secret weapon.
If threatened, the spiny leaf insect will resort to chemical warfare. It has glands that'll squirt out this colorless but extremely stinky liquid that'll deter most predators.
A stinking, ugly, spiky giant should be left alone. But in the rainforest, there's one creature who's not so easily deterred. It's an evolutionary success story. The Giant Rainforest Mantis. A strong-arm assassin and stealthy ninja rolled into one.
Mantids need to eat all the time, so they're very hungry. They're looking for prey all the time. They're on duty all day long. Turns out that they're one of the top rainforest predators.
It's the T-Rex of the bug world. With a powerful stance and lethal forearms. Spikes and lightning-fast grappling hooks ensure nothing escapes.
The strike can happen anywhere from 30 to 50 thousandths of a second. So this is like 1/20th of a blink of an eye. Mantids engage in aggressive mimicry. And what this means is they camouflage themselves so their prey doesn't see them. Matching in with the vegetation, in this case our giant rainforest mantid, is a nice green. It blends in. Prey items that are walking by, they just don't see the mantid until it's simply too late.
This hapless grasshopper never stood a chance. There's one more thing about the giant rainforest mantis. It eats its victims alive.
They're pretty good at orienting their bites toward the head of whatever they've captured, and essentially once you've taken the head off of anything, it stops struggling much more rapidly.
The best defense against the mantis is to avoid it at all costs. But that's not always easy. This spiny leaf insect is out looking for a leafy meal. Unaware, it's venturing into giant rainforest mantis territory.
The spiny leaf insect is a browser. It's a vegetarian. Think of it basically as the cow of the insect world. Just spends most of the day hanging out in the tree, chewing on the leaves, minding its own business.
The leaf insect has attracted the attention of the mantis. And when these two giants of the rainforest come face to face, neither backs down. The mantis is the natural aggressor. It's sizing up the monster before it.
No predator wants to be injured by its prey. If it's going to attack, it needs to make a trade-off, basically. If it attacks something, is it going to successfully kill it and not get injured itself?
Beneath the lush rainforest canopy, two giants of the bug world are about to go head-to-head.
In order to avoid a fight, the spiny leaf insect will actually use its bizarre appearance to try to look like this threatening, horrible alien monster.
No predator wants to be injured by its prey. So in this case, you've got a really big rainforest mantid, but at the same time, the spiny leaf insect is really quite a large insect.
The giant rainforest mantis has weighed the options. It's only a matter of choosing the moment to strike. We will win. But with faith in its heavy armor, the spiny leaf insect pushes gamely forward. The mantis's powerful jaws start slicing through its victim. The heavy armor is holding. The spiny leaf insect deploys its chemical weaponry.
In a fight, a spiny leaf insect is going to rely on its armor to hold out long enough for it to get away. But it's not very fast. It will, however, keep spraying the chemicals, but unless a predator gets a perfect shot and gets deterred by that, it's only a matter of time until it's dinner.
The spiny leaf insect has to break free soon, before it's devoured. Breaching the armor, the more the mantis eats, the less its victim can fight. It's a race through the first course. Mantis mouthparts work overtime as cutlery. Mandibles slice and dice, while feelers fork it in. Another life ends in the rainforest. What the mantis can't eat, others will. The giant mantis is happy to share now. It's full. And there's a mess to clean up. In the miniature world of monster bugs, Lifespans can last just weeks, perhaps days, even hours. Death lies around every corner, and strength is no protection. What happens when a powerful bull ant comes face to face with a redback spider? Only one will live another day. In the ant world, life is all about the colony. Ants work as a team, all for one and one for all. But for this species, going solo is allowed. It's even encouraged. This is the bull ant. Growing up to 1 inch long, it's one of the world's largest. Big enough to fend for itself. Its huge jaws are fearsome enough. They lock like a vice, inescapable. But it's the other end you really need to worry about. This lethal stinger delivers venom in multiple doses.
The bull ant sting is one of the most painful things in the world. And unlike a bee, they can sting over and over and over again.
Although it's a tough guy, this worker is tempting fate today, out on its own, a long way from home. It's on a mission to bring home food for the colony's larvae. Everyone's depending on it.
Bull ants are free-roaming wanderers who hunt alone, and they don't actually eat what they catch. Instead, they take it back to the nest for the larvae, who have an absolutely insatiable appetite.
To the bull ant, the world is a chaotic landscape of sights and smells. So it needs hyperactive antennae and bulging eyes. But the bull ant has something else. Twin claws on every foot give it the powers of an action hero with attitude.
The bull ant is the pit bull of the insect world. He's aggressive, fearless, and will take on any opponent, even those much larger than himself.
And bull ants will take their captives, dead or alive. Their sensors are always on high alert.
A bull ant has an incredible capacity for detecting scent and smell. It can tell it not just who's around, but what it's doing.
This spider is a casualty of another skirmish. But the bull ant makes sure, with a kill shot from its lethal stinger. It's not fussy. This spider is food.
Bull ants are amazing predators. They're voracious and incredibly efficient. They devour all in their path.
The tasty meal of spider is dragged back to the colony. And if obstacles are insurmountable, those trap jaws are powerful enough to sever limbs and take spider drumsticks back, one at a time. To the uninitiated, the bull ant can be mistaken as vain. It looks like it's constantly grooming, but it's actually cleaning its sensors for battle.
Ants need to groom in order to clean their sensors, such as their antennas. Much as when we're driving our car, we need to clean our windshield if we want to be able to see.
It has to be on guard every moment it's away from the colony. There's no backup if it runs into trouble. And this is trouble. The deadly Redback Spider. From the Black Widow family, she's renowned for her super toxic venom and lightning speed. But the redback has something else for the unwary. A super-engineered web.
There's usually a number of components. It often has an upper area where the spider is hanging in the middle, and then, most importantly, it has a number of lines going down that are just covered with globs of glue, so that if something walks into these lines, they tend to break the lines. It causes a vibration going up, plus they get stuck in the glue. And as they struggle trying to get loose from this, then at that point, the spider comes down and nabs the prey.
She specializes in tailor-made straitjackets. With lightning speed, she spins a suffocating silk suit that's only worn once.
The way the redback gets the silk out of the spinnerets is on the fourth leg, it has a comb, and it combs the silk out of its spinnerets. Spider silk is considered to be stronger than steel. It's considered to be the strongest biopolymer known.
Few creatures leave a redback's web, and the bigger they are, the harder they fall. But can a smaller foe get the upper hand? This contest pits two agile killers head-to-head. Jaws and Venom versus Death Trap.
The bite of a bull ant's not gonna really do that much. What it needs to do is get a sting in and get that deadly venom inside that spider.
Here you've got a situation where you've got two predators that are about the same size, each of which has multiple lines of defense, and so it honestly could go either way.
This bull ant still hasn't found dinner for its colony. It forages deeper into a log, unaware of the deadly trap ahead.
Although the redback is venomous, actually her most important weapon is her web, and her web is like Kevlar dripping with super glue.
One false step is enough. The redback races to weave a deadly suit. But she has to be quick. If those jaws get her, or that stinger, the tables will turn.
All the bull ant needs is one single sting, and the redback spider is dead.
The bull ant's jaws are trapped. A sting shot is its only hope. But its captor is weaving at lightning speed. Every second makes it harder and harder to move. But as it's hoisted up, the ant breaks free and tries to bite.
The bull ant has these incredible, powerful mandibles that can give a really nasty bite. It's like you have a vise that's combined with a saw.
The spider needs a better suit. Fast. Again, her wraps subdue the ant. Only now can the redback get close enough to inject its venom. The deadly brew flows through two tiny fangs.
The venom is going to attack the nerves of the bull ant, killing it almost immediately.
All the spider needs to do is wait as her victim dies in a silk shroud. Far from the safety of its colony, a bull ant pays the price for going solo. No one heard it scream.
I don't think a redback that had fallen out of her web or was out of her web wandering on the ground had any chance against a bull ant. But a redback that's in her web, she has total control of the situation.
In nature's tiny world, an ant's life means something. For this skillful redback, it's a fresh meal before she's ready to kill again. The world is crawling with bugs. Half of all known species on our planet are insects. Some crawl on land, others lurk beneath it. Some climb, others live in the sky. There is no escaping bugs. Even the water is not safe. What happens when a water strider takes a swim with a water spider? It's time to run, but there's nowhere to hide. Some call him the Jesus bug, because he too can walk on water, although he prefers to jump at lightning speed.
If something tries to catch him, his best defense is to just skate across the water, but he can also use the water like a trampoline and jump up in the air. They can travel 100 body lengths in a single second.
It's like a 6-foot-tall human taking off at 400 miles per hour. More incredible still, the water strider never gets wet. Along each leg, thousands of tiny hairs trap air bubbles, and this makes a waterproof coat. Also helping to keep the water walker dry is surface tension on a pond. Its long legs spread its weight without breaking the surface.
They distribute their very light weight in such a way that they don't break the surface tension of the water. This allows them to use the water as basically a big piece of bendy rubber.
Buoyed by this skin of water, the strider wields a lethal weapon. It's a giant proboscis that spears and kills its prey. It also doubles as a drinking straw for insect innards.
Like a hypodermic needle on legs. His bite is mean.
A small creature that can't handle the water soon becomes Bug Slurpee.
Water striders feed on the water surface. They're basically an undertaker who make the sick and dying die.
The water strider turns any pond into a battleground, but it doesn't have the field to itself. The water spider is just as comfortable on a pond as it is on land.
Water spiders are able to travel across water much more effectively than most other spiders or many other invertebrates. If they were a car, they're moving on the order of 300 miles an hour. I mean, they're just incredibly fast spiders.
Though this female is bigger than the strider, she still doesn't sink or get wet. She also relies on tiny hairs to make an air suit. Even more astonishing, she has tiny claws at the tip of each leg, giving her incredible grip on the water surface.
If they really want to take off and run after something or run away, they're able to literally gallop on the water. They raise their legs up and are literally running across the water in a gallop. And they have relatively waxy feet and relatively They have long legs, and so they're able to make use of a small dimple of surface tension on the water and walk on the water. They hold their front legs and their back legs out, holding onto the water, and then they use their middle two legs to stride, and the little dimple of water acts like an oar. So literally, they're moving along like this in the water.
And when a potential reel, like this fly, hits the water, it telegraphs ripples straight to the spider's sensors.
By putting their feet at the water's edge, they're responding very closely to vibrations coming from the water. They're exquisitely sensitive to those vibrations.
There are worse ways to go than drowning. You can be killed and eaten inside out. In a face-off between these two floating attack machines, it all comes down to who moves first. The spider is strong and fast, but the strider is even faster.
The lineup is against water striders, which are fast, zippy on the water's edge.
Water striders cannot compete with water spiders on strength. They need to be able to detect the danger and get away.
It'll be a case of the quick or the dead. These water striders are drifting around the pond with the wind. At the water's edge, the spider dangles her sensitive feet, picking up the slightest movement. The striders, too, are feeling for vibrations, but they're unaware of the spider hidden against the rock.
They tend to be very nicely camouflaged. Often they have coloring that up against rock faces, you just don't see them.
Unaware, two striders have drifted into easy range. One uses its lightning speed to escape. The other is not so lucky. Deadly venom shoots into the strider. It will never know what happened.
The fangs are used to squish the prey up to some extent. It is simultaneously regurgitating digestive enzymes. So what they're basically doing is they're dissolving the prey, turning it into a protein milkshake, and then sucking it down.
The strider is turned to liquid.
The water strider was in the wrong place at the wrong time to mess with a water spider.
In bug water world, no one gets wet, but you can become a drink. There's no place like home sweet home, unless you're a bug. Keeping a single address is sometimes impossible when your neighbors are nasty, and you may have to fight to keep your home. Who gets the spoils when a white-tailed spider tries to evict a black house spider? One thing's for sure, no one will leave without a fight. Like us, some bugs invest a lot of work in their home. This black house spider has found just the right hole in just the right tree. Then added improvements. A vast web around the entrance, superglued to the surrounding bark.
Anywhere that they're able to find good supports for their webs provides them with some retreat area. This is where they build. And so building in trees, building next to houses, it all works.
Its seclusion is no accident. The black house spider is a master of ambush. Dinner is always home delivered. Victims, like this unsuspecting cockroach, have no idea they're even on the menu. The web looks ramshackle and ineffective. Quite the contrary. It's like an elastic minefield.
It's silk that can stretch 400 times its length. It's really, really stretchy silk, and there's a lot of it. If you've got a small insect that has hooks, that has little spines on its legs, it really gets entangled very easily in the silk, and as it's trying to push itself away, it gets more and more entangled in the silk.
The lightest touch on the silk transmits straight to home base.
Black house spiders really are completely attuned to vibrations. They're not using vision to find their prey or to avoid predators. It really is this acute sensitivity to vibrations in their web.
Few creatures see this ambush coming. A venomous bite seals the deal. But the spider doesn't stay on the street for long. It always eats in. Not all spiders are homebodies. Some are drifters, like this white-tailed spider. She's not tied down with webs and maintenance. She's a roaming assassin who prefers to eat out.
The white-tailed spider is not fussy. It'll eat pretty much anything that it can encounter, but its favorite meal is the black house spider.
Today, the whitetail is ravenous. She's like a bloodhound, sniffing scent trails from potential victims. But she's not using her nose. She doesn't have one. The tips of her legs are equipped with scopulate hairs. Underneath the hairs are chemical sensors that guide her to her target.
Because the white-tailed spider uses its feet so much, it's absolutely important that it keeps them very, very clean.
And those chemical sensors have just detected a black house spider.
Whitetail doesn't bother too much with the defense. This is an animal that's all about offense. It goes out looking for trouble. It starts the fights, and it finishes them.
The roving assassin is about to become a home invader. And the black house spider won't back down. One thing's for sure. There will be only one survivor. This white-tailed spider is cruising for dinner. She has no web, no family ties, no fixed abode. Further up the tree, this black house spider lives a different lifestyle. It set an elaborate web outside its permanent home. Now it's monitoring for vibrations, hoping whatever's coming will be another meal. But the whitetail has an ingenious plan. It'll use the black house spider's own web to lure it out. The black house is being played like an old fiddle.
Whitetail is a trickster. It'll sit there and pluck on another spider's web, mimicking a prey trapped in there, and then nails it like lightning.
The black house takes the bait. It's expecting an easy meal, but it finds a mortal enemy. The black house throws a decoy, its own leg.
Losing a leg is actually a super strategy for getting away from a predator. This black house spider has sphincters that are able to close off the blood flow so the spider doesn't bleed to death. It's far better off losing a leg than losing its life.
The whitetail is left with just a spider drumstick. Now she retreats to her rival's abandoned house and seals the door to eat in peace.
The white-tailed spider is a wanderer. It doesn't stay very long in any one place. But in this case, now that it has a nice big meal in its stomach, it'll sit there and squat in what used to be the black house spider's home.
But the owner's back and fighting mad. It plans to repossess its house. This time, a body strike stuns the black house. Dropping limbs won't help it now. Venom rushes into its body, killing it. There's one final indignity. The black house spider will be consumed in its own home. In bug realty, you can be evicted and eaten on the same day. In the art of war, bugs are true virtuosos. They have evolved so many ways to kill, they leave humans in the dust. But it's nearly always hand-to-hand combat. And every victory is hard won. When a wolf spider meets a Sydney funnel web spider, it's a deadly contest between the old and the new. Although there are almost 40,000 species of spider, they come in two main categories, modern or primitive. Like this Sydney funnel web, a dinosaur. It's changed little over millions of years.
In terms of temperament, the Sydney funnel webs are just ill-tempered, cranky spiders.
It's the grumpy old man of the bug world. It's still around today because it's a successful hunter. And the key to its reign are these. Two of the biggest, most powerful jaws in Spiderland, backed by super venom.
You don't survive for several 100 million years without being effective predators and being good at what you do. So the funnel webs may not have many diverse behaviors, but in fact, what they do very well.
But there are downsides to being Spider version 1.0. It can hardly see from its 8 eyes. Its lumbering frame isn't very fast. And its lungs are underdeveloped, so it's exhausted quickly. It mostly lies in wait, in moist, shady corners of the forest, with a small web funnel at the entrance.
What characterizes these webs is it has a narrow funnel or a narrow retreat that the spider lives in. So it may have a hole in a log that's covered in silk, and then it runs out from this retreat in order to capture prey. They live in burrows. So basically, this is a burrowing species that's found in relatively moist soil under logs. One of the ways that funnel webs are found is that people are digging in their garden and inadvertently open up the burrow of a funnel web and they start wandering around. And you've got to hope that it isn't a male funnel web. Now, what's important to us in this situation is that males are 5 or 6 times more venomous than the females are.
But what happens when this prehistoric monster comes face to face with a modern-day warrior? Will the old still outgun the new? In the world of monster bugs, there are 2 types of spider, modern and primitive. This is spider version 1.0, the prehistoric Sydney funnel web.
The Sydney funnel web is not only a seriously cranky spider, but they really tend not to back off. They're really an ill-natured spider. Their fangs are oriented parallel to one another, and so they strike down. And the way the funnel web does this is it rears its carapace up and then strikes repeatedly down with enormous force. The force is reputed to be sufficient to kill a mouse, to crush a mouse skull.
This cricket came too close. And the funnel web's caveman table manners make short work of any prey. While it may be showing its age, the funnel web is always ready to take on newcomers. This is spider version 2.0, evolving much later. The modern wolf spider is faster, stronger, and loaded with stamina.
The wolf spider is so fast on its feet, it can cover 2 feet in a single second. That would be the equivalent of me doing a 100-meter dash in 1 second.
With state-of-the-art eyes, nothing escapes its attention.
The wolf spider has 4 large eyes on the top of its head, but also has 4 smaller eyes coming across in a row on the front. This gives it fantastic night vision and some of the best vision of any spider.
It's like an Olympic athlete that wins gold, not just for the 100-yard dash, but for the high jump as well.
The wolf spider is capable of jumping 8 inches, even onto vertical surfaces. This would be the equivalent of me being able to jump 100 feet in the air.
But this is no recreational hunter. The wolf spider is a killing machine, and it kills to eat. It's also a master tactician, using stealth, cunning, and patience while it stalks its prey.
The wolf spider is a prowler, a ground hunter who wanders around in the dark. Once he finds a good ambush spot, he'll sit there and wait. And once he sees a good prey animal, he either jump on it or chase it down.
It lies in wait for a hapless victim, like this cricket.
He is fast and powerful, basically the cheetah of the spider world. He hits his prey so fast and so hard, they literally get bowled over.
Sharp-eyed, fleet-footed, packing powerful venom, the wolf spider is a major upgrade from its primitive cousin. Though it can outstalk and outrun any contemporary, sometimes it has to face off with its prehistoric past in a test of evolution.
The wolf spider's best defense is his ability to outrun or outjump pretty much anyone.
Although wolf spiders are faster, wolf spiders have vision on their side, I don't think wolf spiders are as intrinsically tough and ill-natured as a Sydney funnel web is.
It's a full moon, and the wolf spider is on the prowl. Night vision and advanced weaponry ready to go. Also on the offense, a funnel web, its legs sensing the slightest movement on its trip lines.
The funnel webs will rear up, and you can see venom dripping out of the tips of their fangs. And they will stay in this position for 10, 15 minutes, ready to strike should the potential predator or prey come any closer.
The encounter quickly turns into a standoff as two killers, close enough to touch, weigh their next move.
It's a tricky standoff, like two gunfighters waiting for the other one to flinch. The funnel web spider has bigger fangs, but the wolf spider has the speed.
One thing is for certain, the next move will be fatal. The funnel web strikes first. As the funnel web's massive jaws rip open the wolf spider, venom floods in. Today, old beats new. Ancient history wins the day. Although dinosaurs never made it to our present day, it's a different story in the bug world. Here, living history proves that new isn't always better. In a monster bug war, you're either victor or victim. Camouflage is no defense against a ruthless assault. A lethal stinger is powerless, encased in a silk coffin. Speed is no match for stealth and cunning. And sacrificing a limb is no guarantee of success. When bugs go to war, only the victor lives to fight another day. A bug's world is no place to let down your guard. At every step, there are stealthy assassins.
Big mandibles, good vision, and they jump.
Merciless superheroes and prize fighters poised to take you down.
And we thought only vampires drank blood.
In the treacherous world of monster bugs, you stay vigilant or vanish. In some monster bug battles, individuals take the honors. In others, the spoils of war are shared. But when superheroes go head-to-head, it's only their superpowers that matter. When a green-bellied huntsman tackles a colony of jumping jack ants, it's a clash of the titans. If an army is only as strong as its weakest soldier, then a squad of jumping jack ants is a force to be reckoned with. Small in size, big on attitude. They're tough and powerful from head to tail.
Even though these are small ants, they are really fierce ants. They've got a strong, potent sting that really packs a punch.
Barely 1/3 of an inch long, jumping jack ants fight well above their weight and deliver a mean punch from both ends. At the front, large serrated mandibles that bite, grip, and slash.
These mandibles can pack a nasty bite, but this is nothing compared to the sting that they have at the back end that is capable of injecting a truly nasty venom that can incapacitate or kill prey very quickly.
With a stinger on the end of its extraordinarily agile tail, the jumping jack can deliver toxic proteins in repeated stings. Powerful enough to induce fatal allergic reactions in humans. The venom is usually reserved for smaller prey, like cockroaches, march flies, and grasshoppers.
You would think that these ants are going out and capturing prey for themselves. That isn't so. Actually, these jumping jack ants live on nectar, a little bit of sugar water. Primarily, they're bringing back the prey to feed the developing ant larvae that need meat in order to grow.
The larvae are hidden away in nests built with soil. Nests are often constructed under rocks or tree roots. Away from the nest, a jumping jack ant forages alone. Its never-ending job is to bring home the bacon, no matter how cumbersome. It's a pit bull and pack horse rolled into one.
These jumping jack ants are really strong ants. They can be grabbing prey, holding onto them with their mandibles, and at the same time, even as the prey is fighting them, they can keep moving them gradually toward their colony.
The jumping jack ant has one more astonishing skill. Like a super action hero, it leaps tall branches in a single bound. But it's not the only bug in this forest with superhero status. The green-bellied huntsman is an arch-villain, not afraid to show its true colors.
If you look at this spider's belly or the joints of its legs, you'll see that it's a beautiful blue-green color. That's because they have a very different form of blood than humans, and they use this blood to pump up their legs, and if the blood pressure drops, the legs will go limp, just like a hose would when you turn the faucet off.
With their hydraulically assisted takeoff, green bellies are super fast, all-terrain hunters with the will to kill. This huntsman also keeps a low profile. Camouflaged 1 minute, prowling the next. a stealthy loner in search of other speedy spiders. This unsuspecting wolf spider is taken down before it knew what hit it. The green belly's vicious fangs rip into its body, mashing it up.
The green-bellied huntsman's fangs are large and powerful. So once they've been driven into a prey, there are no second chances.
For an accomplished hunter, a large, solitary foe is an easy target. But what happens when the green flash encounters a warring gang of jumping jack ants?
It's facing a bunch of pesky little ants. There's not much to bite onto, and even if it kills one or several, there's more coming.
On the forest floor, a low-slung superhero is about to face a team of brutal base jumpers.
Big mandibles, good vision, and they jump. And they're able to jump relatively long distances. The thing is even though these are small ants, they are really fierce ants.
This is jumping jack territory. An underground nest and a patch of forest where they forage for food to feed their larvae. The green-bellied huntsman is hungry too, and it's waiting for a kill. But it's been spotted by a lone jumping jack ant. It launches at the interloper. The green flash grabs it and sinks in its fangs. But the jumping jack gets in a well-timed sting. Toxic proteins, 4 times more potent than bee venom, target cells in critical organs, partially paralyzing the huntsman. Worse still, the alarm has been sounded back at the colony. More ants rush in. The spider manages to crush one in its jaws, but has been stung again.
Jumping jack ants are really quite aggressive, and they're not going to back off just because a single ant has been killed. This is ant behavior. Once they start attacking, they keep going.
The ants work as a team, creating a diversion up front, while one stings the disabled spider from the rear. Even more powerful venom floods into the green belly's body. As toxins begin destroying the spider's internal organs, the once pumped up and powerful legs dangle uselessly. Still, the jumping jacks attack. Mandibles slash the spider. A blister of green blood swells from a gash in the abdomen. Still attacking with their razor-sharp mandibles, the jumping jack ants lap up the green belly's lifeblood.
And we thought only vampires drank blood. The ants are lapping up the spider's blood without a second thought. This is a very undignified way to go out.
Like a team of undertakers, the jumping jack ants began removing the body. The victory feast will be held back at the colony.
The advantage of being a social insect is that many animals can help carry this spider back to the colony.
In a bug battle, there's no such thing as an invincible superhero. Make one slip and you're dead meat. Some bug fights are one-sided. But in others, it's might versus might. As two evenly matched prize fighters slug it out, there can be only one. When a green praying mantis encounters a ferocious predatory katydid, the judge's verdict is final. The green praying mantis is a heavyweight fighter who's perfected the art of taking its opponents by surprise.
The mantis is like the biological equivalent of a stealth fighter plane. The color of the body, the flat triangular shape, everything about it has evolved to make this animal extremely difficult to spot.
When those huge compound eyes, with their 300-degree field of vision, lock onto a target, the mantis will attack. Even foes like this dangerous lynx spider.
The green praying mantis is quite confident to take on creatures other bugs will do anything to avoid.
The lynx spider spits lethal toxins made by venom glands in its head.
Both these animals are well aware of each other's presence, and they're both very, very fast.
The lynx spider makes a break. But it's caught and impaled on razor-sharp spikes. As a fighter, the mantis relies not on venom, but savagely sharp body parts. Inside each one of its front two raptorial legs is a vertical row of lethal curved spines.
These legs are like a cross between a mace and a grappling hook. They grab, snag, pierce, and pin the prey down all at the same time.
Barely pausing, the mantis eats through the lynx spider's legs, then its body, then its venomous head.
Eating the lynx spider venom glands won't have any ill effect on the mantis. If the venom was injected, that would be different, but for the glands to pass through the digestive system, no problems at all.
Its meal over, the mantis cleans itself of battle debris, spider silk, and scraps of its victim. Its highly sensitive antennae come in for special attention. Long, slender, and segmented, these sensors are multi-purpose tools. They're used for sounding out a mate, for communicating, but most importantly, when it comes to putting food on the table, for sizing up your enemy.
The antennae provide critical information when the mantis is right up close to a potential prey item. It's both smelling and feeling it, but when they fold them back across the side of their head, that's a sure sign that they're about to attack.
As a prize fighter, the green praying mantis appears invincible. Though in nature, that's never a given. There's another prize-fighting heavyweight in this forest. The ferocious predatory katydid. And it's evenly matched with the mantis in almost every way.
It looks like a leaf. It looks like this innocent leaf-like structure, but it is an incredibly dangerous predator.
Just as the green mantis blends in with the grass, the katydid, with its veined wings, hides among leaves. It goes to extraordinary lengths to remain undetected by aerial predators and leaf-bound prey. Its back and the top of its head are camouflaged, with markings that look like a damaged leaf. And like the mantis, the katydid comes equipped with sharp grappling spikes, not just on 2 legs, but on the front 4. And up at the head, everything, including the mouth parts, are supersized.
These katydids have massive heads to provide plenty of space for these large mandibles and the muscles that control the mandibles.
Those mandibles are like Swiss Army knives. They lever and cut and fork in victims' body parts. The back legs are just as powerful. When they kick in, launch time becomes lunchtime.
It locks it up in its very strong, spiny arms, and then its mandibles just tear into it.
In a pre-fight weigh-in, the katydid is just as big as the mantis, just as strong, and is equally fast. Two heavyweights, evenly matched. And when they throw down, it will be a championship fight to the death. It's a monster bug matchup even the experts can't predict. The ferocious predatory katydid and the green praying mantis share a talent for fading into the foliage. Both have large heads and huge appetites. In the raptorial leg department, the katydid has the edge.
The katydid has 4 legs covered with spines that it can grasp with. The praying mantis essentially only has 2.
The katydid can also jump and fly. But the mantis has a longer reach and a killer punch. In a grassy arena, the 2 prize fighters enter the ring. Round 1. In the green corner, the katydid sizes up its opponent with its long-range feelers. In the other green corner, the mantis has its guard up, ready to strike. The mantis throws a lightning-fast right jab. The katydid ducks for cover.
You have to give the mantis points for bravery. He's just so fearless, but I think he may have bitten off more than he can chew here.
Round 2. The mantis comes out swinging. The katydid finds its range with its antennae. The katydid locks the mantis in a raptorial cage and delivers a killer bite to the mantis's eye. It's a cut no corner can repair.
Already, it's damaged the head, it's damaged the antenna, it's damaged multiple parts of the body.
There will be no round 3. In an even matchup, sheer ferocity tips the scales.
just goes to show that no matter how capable a fighter any particular animal may be, there's always something else out there that can tip the world upside down.
Step into the ring with a ferocious predatory katydid, and there's no such thing as a knockout. The loser never gets up. Some bug wars are won with brute strength. Others are subtle affairs, where skill and cunning make a killer all the more lethal. When a spiny tree cricket and a golden orb weaver share the same forest, sometimes the sharing stops and hostilities start. Bristling with razor-sharp spikes, plated with impenetrable armor, the spiny tree cricket has all the appearance of a bare-knuckle brawler. Looks can deceive.
These huge spikes all over its body, it looks like this fully armored battle machine. But guess what? The only thing it attacks are leaves, fruit, and bark.
But if ever it finds itself in a fight, the spiny tree cricket is a formidable opponent. The armored exoskeleton is seriously tough, and its spines are numerous and inflict nasty wounds.
In any fight, the spiny tree cricket has just one intention, and that's to get away. It doesn't kill on purpose, but it can kill with those big back legs.
The spikes serve another purpose. They make the spiny tree cricket hard to spot in the foliage.
The spiny tree cricket is a master of deception. All this bumpy, spiky armor gives the cricket a very irregular appearance, so even if a predator is climbing up the tree right towards it, it may not even notice the cricket.
One rainforest creature is a master concealer. Another is quite the opposite. With its gilded head and garish bright stripes to warn off predators, the golden orb weaver is no shrinking violet. And its web is as striking and as deadly as any.
The golden orb weavers didn't get their name for nothing. Their webs truly have this beautiful gold sheen, especially in the light.
A cocktail of chemical compounds inside the orb weaver creates a silk that reflects gold in the sun's visible light spectrum. The color has a dual purpose. It blends in with the forest and attracts aerial prey for the insatiable orb weaver.
Golden orb weavers are primarily eating butterflies, katydids. The silk is so strong and the spiders are so big that they're able to successfully capture small birds.
There are other creatures in the orb weaver's web, not victims, but distant relatives. Other spiders, kleptoparasites, that live off the orb weaver's leftovers.
In the city that is a golden orb weaver's web, the kleptoparasites serve as small-scale garbage collectors, essentially. They're cleaning up the web.
The golden silk is 6 times stronger than steel and 10 times more effective than Kevlar at dissipating energy. That means when something flies into this silk, the web stays in one piece and the victim stays trapped. But never underestimate a spiny tree cricket. Its spiky legs can rip an orb weaver's soft body parts to shreds.
The spiny tree cricket may be able to deliver devastating kicks with its back legs, but if they're tangled up in something as strong and sticky as a golden orb weaver's web, this could render it completely helpless.
High in the forest, a golden web weaver is about to do battle with a master concealer who could deliver a death blow with one superpowered kick.
It might not hunt other animals, but this cricket's no puny weakling. First off, it can grow up to 3 inches in length, and its back legs are long and really powerful. So it's not going to just lay down in front of a predator and say, "Eat me."
From its forest vantage point, the spiny tree cricket flourishes its super long antennae, searching for a tasty snack. It launches itself, but into an orb weaver's web. The sticky net absorbs the cricket's energy. At the same time, it glues her feet to the silk. The orb weaver rushes down. It begins spinning a silken shroud. Multiple threads stream from her spinnerets.
Depending on how strong the prey is, she'll start to wrap it up. She's essentially mummifying the prey.
The spiny cricket lashes out with its legs. Until those legs are bound, the orb weaver is in mortal danger. A well-placed kick or a razor-sharp spine slashing her soft abdomen could be fatal.
Golden orb weaver is a solid boot from one of those spiny back legs. This could easily penetrate the exoskeleton and do some serious damage. If it hits in an unprotected area, this could be fatal.
The cricket is still alive and kicking, but to no avail. The spider sinks in her fangs. Strong venom, golden bonds. There's no escape and no future. The tree cricket is done for. The golden orb weaver begins her meal. But tonight, the queen of this golden kingdom doesn't eat alone. One of her minions moves in to help. The spiny tree cricket is, after all, a very large meal. And when you're so good at killing, you can afford to be generous with your neighbors.
So there you go. Tough legs and a tough look don't stand a chance against the world's toughest spider silk.
In a bug war, some battles are like cage fights. It's muscle on muscle, no holds barred, and no referee to stop the fight. The desert scorpion and the desert centipede are a menace to many creatures, especially each other. If you want to survive in a hostile habitat, you'd better be made of tough stuff. And they don't come tougher than the desert scorpion and its superb fighting weaponry.
Two main things that scorpions have that are unique to scorpions. First, they have a stinger at the base of their tail that has quite a potent venom. In addition, their palps have been modified into pinchers.
Scorpions come in 2 packages. Small pincers and a big stinger, Or, like the desert scorpion, a smaller stinger and monstrous fighting claws. Like top cage fighters, they save themselves for the main event. A desert scorpion doesn't waste an ounce of energy.
Scorpions have a very, very low metabolic rate. It's been compared to the metabolic rate of a radish seed, and it's just incredibly low. With this low metabolism, they don't need to eat that often. So they may only capture prey on the order of once a year.
But when they do, they're serious eaters. Those huge extended pincers grab their prey in a vice-like grip. But they're not the only claws. Modified mouthparts mash up the fresh meat and shovel it in. Not all opponents are quite so obliging. Tonight, the desert scorpion encounters an equally brutal fighter. The desert centipede.
If you're a bug, there's a few creatures you do not want to mess with. This is one of the most effective killers of the entire arthropod world.
One of the speediest on the bug world fight card. The desert centipede's 42 feet are fast and deadly.
Every one of the centipede's feet is tipped with a very sharp spike, and this allows them to traverse any kind of terrain: soil, rocks, tree trunks, or even grass. At top flight, only 3 or 4 legs are supporting the entire body, so they're like a venomous hovercraft.
At the front end are 2 vicious venom claws that inject toxins that ravage its victim's major organs. So like its scorpion opponent, the centipede too can finish off a fight with a lethal injection weapon.
But they can also use it to rip the prey apart, so they're sort of a biological Swiss Army knife.
And post-kill, every piece of weaponry is restored to fighting condition.
So afterwards, it gently and carefully cleans its venom claws in every single leg. This is like a hitman lovingly cleaning the blood splatter off his gun so that everything's ready for the next hit.
The desert centipede is also a clever fighter, a master of illusion.
The rear end of the centipede looks very similar to the front end of the centipede. So when it's stationary, another animal can't tell where's the head or what direction it's going to move in. It's a very clever bit of natural deception.
Until the centipede moves, its prey never knows if it's coming or going, or which end of this predator will deal it a death blow. Tonight, the desert scorpion faces a nightmare opponent.
Scorpions are really good predators, but they're not that mobile in the vast scheme of things. Compare this to the freight train of a centipede. These guys are really zippy, they're strong, and unless they're a whole lot smaller than that scorpion, I think the centipede has to win.
On the rocky desert floor, 2 menacing night fighters are about to go head-to-head. Size, speed, and tactics will matter. And both have the fight skills to finish each other off. The desert centipede sizes up the scorpion with its antennae. The desert centipede tries a direct hit. But there's no avoiding those pincers. The centipede storms in again, a frontal attack. The scorpion tries to land a sting shot. The centipede attacks again. The scorpion tries to run, but the centipede has it by the tail.
There aren't too many creatures that would be game to grab a scorpion by the tail, but the centipede is strong enough to pull this off.
The centipede bites the scorpion's tail.
What the centipede has done here is shut down the scorpion's main weapon. Now that the tail is completely immobilized, the stinger is useless.
With the stinger out of action, all the scorpion has are its claws. It snaps at the centipede.
Desert centipedes are pretty handy in wrapping up their prey. They'll use their entire body and all their legs to hold the prey perfectly in place while it delivers its venom.
The centipede climbs over its victim's back and sinks in its venom claws. It's a knockout and submission hold all in one. But in this cage fight, there's no tapping out.
The scorpion is never going to win this fight by trying to out-wrestle a 42-leg brute. Now that the centipede has its venom in, it's all over.
When these two night fighters step into the cage, there's no prize money. But you do get to eat your opponent. A bug's life is mostly a short one. Just months, weeks, or days. And that's if they make it to old age. When a dreaded earwig and a bee-killer assassin bug go bump in the night, one life will not run its natural course. The earwig is like the garbage man of the bug world. Small and brown, it's like a cross between an ant and a cockroach. With the dexterity of a high-wire performer, it relentlessly scours the rainforest for a meal. Any meal.
Earwigs are omnivores, and what this means is that they'll eat essentially anything that they can encounter. They'll eat small insects if they get the chance, they'll eat garbage, they'll eat plant material, they'll eat fruit, they'll eat anything that they can get that's edible.
But what makes it really stand out from the grazing crowd are these. Forceps-like pincers called cerci that can inflict nasty wounds.
Those pinchers are really used in defense. So if they're threatened, they rear their tail up and the cerci up. It looks like a scorpion's tail.
The pincers have even earned the earwig a fearsome reputation among humans.
Part of the reason why everyone knows earwigs is because of the myth that earwigs with these nasty cerci must be dangerous, and that in fact they go into human ears and try to bore into a human brain. You gotta be kidding. There's no way that an earwig would want to go into a small space in a warm human ear.
But to other bugs, those pincers are formidable weapons. That's not all. Up front, the earwig comes with well-developed mandibles that can do serious damage.
Even though the earwig's mandibles are relatively small, they're still able to effectively crunch through another insect's exoskeleton.
Nearby is another rainforest feeder. Less mythical, but equally bizarre. The bee killer assassin bug. Looks like a beetle crossed with a bird.
This is one of the biggest species of assassin bugs, and it's a mean-looking beast. This vulture-like head, big beady eyes, and this weapon sticking right out the middle of them. Assassin bugs are from the order Hemiptera, some 75,000 species, which all share a common element of stabbing into a plant or an insect with the proboscis and sucking out the juices. With the bee killer assassin bug, however, it feeds just on other insects. Now, with a name like bee killer, it's not too hard to work out what its favorite prey is. And this is why you usually find them hunting around flowers and such, but they're not too fussy. If something else besides a bee comes along, they'll make a meal out of it.
The assassin bug's killing fields are rainforest flowers. To dispatch its prey, the assassin has a fearsome weapon. A long, needle-sharp rostrum that sucks up the liquefied flesh of its victim. The assassin bug completely and fatally lives up to its name.
Once they've spotted a prey, the assassin bugs will often just freeze into position, and then the prey just becomes oblivious to their presence, and they'll creep very, very slowly up to it. And then when they strike, it's like a statue coming to life.
That rostrum doesn't just stab. Like a hypodermic syringe, it delivers paralyzing saliva that disables its victim's muscles and nerves.
The cockroach isn't dead at this point, but it's completely paralyzed. This allows the assassin bug to be able to flip it around into any position it wants while feeding and stick the proboscis anywhere it wants.
The rostrum now becomes a straw as the assassin bug sits back and slurps up a cockroach milkshake in its floral cafe. But will the killing fields be quite so cozy when a seriously armed earwig comes by? In the floral reaches of the rainforest, where lives can be short and bizarre creatures ply their deadly trade, the fully armed earwig has ventured into assassin bug territory. The earwig is busy collecting nectar. The assassin bug has already staked out a killing site.
As this earwig is out foraging, by definition, she's going to run into other animals that might be potential predators. The way she avoids being eaten herself is by threatening the other animals with her tail up.
The earwig looks threatening, but the assassin bug is threatening. If it can get close enough, it'll stick that proboscis in, and then it's game over.
Wary of that dangerous tail, the assassin bug chooses its attack position carefully. The earwig is preoccupied.
Its best chance is to notice the assassin bug and move on as fast as it can. However, it looks like the earwig isn't paying attention.
The assassin bug attacks, but misses. In the confusion, the earwig gets away. This time, the assassin bug makes no mistake. With one quick stab, the assassin bug's rostrum pierces the earwig's back. Venom floods in. The earwig's deadly pincers are useless.
Assassin bugs have a nasty venom that has essentially paralyzed the earwig.
The earwig can't do anything with its pincers right now. It is completely incapable of fighting back. It might as well be inside of a straitjacket.
The assassin bug has its piercing mouth parts in the earwig and is sucking up the innards of the earwig. It's done.
The earwig's insides are dissolved and drained. The garbage man becomes garbage on the forest floor for others to finish off. One more creature that never makes it to a ripe old age. In the world of monster bugs, you lower your guard at your peril. Killers come out of nowhere. Unseen traps ensnare at every turn. And you can be ambushed in your lunch hour. In a bug war, take your eye off the ball, and it's the last thing you do.